Now in this way of pollination, now further we are going to study, all of you knowing, in many plants a cross pollination is found. In nature, in many plants, cross pollination is found. In cross pollination, there is need of transfer of pollen grain from one plant body to another plant body. One plant body to another plant body. Now, for this necessary transfer of pollen grain, there is a need of certain agencies or pollen grain carrier. That agencies or pollen grain carriers are known as a pollinating agents. Known as a pollinating agents. Or what are pollinating agents? The agencies which carry out necessary transfer of pollen grains from one plant body to another plant body, that agencies or carriers are known as a pollinating agent. Now you may call this as a pollinating agents or pollinating agencies. These are the pollinating agencies which carry out necessary transfer of pollen grains from one plant body to another plant body. Then question arises, which are the pollinating agents or agencies? All of you know pollen grains in the nature. These pollen grains may be transferred through the air current. They may be transferred through the water current. They may be transferred by insects or by birds from one plant body to another plant body. But pollinating agents are of two types. Pollinating agents are of two types. Now these pollinating agents are known as abiotic pollinating agents. Abiotic pollinating agents. And second one is biotic pollinating agents. Biotic pollinating agents. Are you getting this? What is meant by pollinating agencies or agents? The agencies which carry out necessary transfer of pollen grain from one plant body to another plant body, that agencies are known as the pollinating agency or pollinating agent. Now, abiotic pollinating agent, these are the non-living. These are the non-living. Then you are knowing which are the non-living pollinating agents. The non-living pollinating agents are weed and water. Non-living pollinating agents are weed and water. What are pollinating agents and types of pollinating agents? Abiotic and biotic pollinating agents are non-living one. For example, weed and water, which carry out necessary transfer of pollen grain from one plant body to another. What are biotic pollinating agents? These are the living pollinating agents. These are the living pollinating agents. Now, which are the living pollinating agents? For example, you may call it as insects, then birds, then a bat, then animals, etc. are the living pollinating agents. Now first we are going to study detail about abiotic pollinating agents. Now which are the abiotic pollinating agents? The non-living pollinating agents are known as abiotic pollinating agents. Now, first we are going to study abiotic pollinating agents. Abiotic pollinating agent. Now, these are a non-living pollinating agent. These are non-living pollinating agents. These are the non-living pollinating agents. Non-living pollinating agents. Now, which are the non-living pollinating agents? For example, we have studied the examples of non-living pollinating agents. First one is wind and water. Wind and water. Now first we are going to study pollination by wind, that type of pollination. Now here, pollination by abiotic pollinating agent, wind. This type of pollination is known as anemophily. This type of pollination is known as anemophily. Now, when pollination takes place with the help of wind, it is known as anemophily, and flower is known as anemophilous flower. Flower is known as anemophilous flower. Then this is a anemophilous flower. Then we are going to study. Are you knowing the examples of a flower in which pollination takes place with the help of wind? Now, the examples of wind pollinated flowers are, for example, jawar, bajra, wheat, rice. In this plant, pollination takes place with the help of wind, hence they are known as anemophilous flower. म्हणून त्यांना काय म्हणणार आहे? Anemophilous flower म्हणणार आहे. Now, these characters of anemophilous flower. Now, which are the characters of anemophilous flower? Anemophilous flower, or you may call it as adaptation of anemophilous flower. Adaptation of anemophilus flower. Now here we are going to study characters or adaptations of anemophilus flower. Now all of you knowing when pollen grain transfer from one plant body to another plant body by the agency known as wind, it is known as anemophily, and flower is known as anemophilus flower. Now the characters or adaptation of anemophilus flower, the anemophilus flowers are generally colorless. They are generally colorless. Anemophilus flowers are generally colorless and small, known as inconspicuous or inconspicuous. Small and inconspicuous. When flowers are colorless and small, that flowers are known as inconspicuous flower. That flowers are known as inconspicuous flower, means they are not easily visible. So hence known as inconspicuous. Then next one is this flower does not produce. This flowers does not produce nectar or any edible part Then next one is next character, first character which we are studying is these anemophilus flowers are generally colorless, small, known as inconspicuous flower. They does not produce nectar or any edible part. Then next one is the pollen grains of this flower. That is the pollen grains of wind pollinated flower. That is pollen grain must flow down the surface of wind current. So pollen grains of wind pollinated flower are light in weight. Pollen grains of anemophilus flower or wind pollinated flowers are must be light in weight. Light in weight means ते वजनाने हलके असतात. Light in weight. Then these pollen grains are generally smooth wall. त्यांची वाल कशी असेल? Smooth wall असेल in this way without any spines and so on. Their pollen grains are light in weight, smooth wall, and produces many pollen grains. Many pollen grains are produced. And there is a wastage of pollen grain. So to ensure process of pollination, pollen grains are produced many in number. Now next character, that is a anther of weed pollinated flower. You may call this flower is anther of this flower is generally versatile, elongated and versatile. Anther are versatile, so they can change their direction by the wind current and can easily transfer or liberate pollen grain. The anthers are versatile. Then a stigma of this flower. Is bifurcated. Stigma is bifurcated means it is like this, bifurcated two parts for catching the pollen grain from the wind. pollen grain from the wind. Now the pollen stigma is bifurcated or it is a sticky. It is sticky for catching the pollen grain. Sticky for catching the pollen grain. In this way, characters of Anemophilous flower. Which are the different characters? First character is a colorless and small inconspicuous flower. Then second character does not produce any edible part. Then third character, that is the pollen grains are light in weight, smooth wall, and they produce many in number. Then next one is the fourth character. Anthers of this flower are versatile. Anthers of this flower are versatile. Then next fifth character, stigma of this flower is bifurcated for catching the pollen grain from the wind current. Then also the length of the filament of the stamen is long. Filament length is long and stigma is long and bifurcated. In this way, characters of Anemophilous flower. Characters of Anemophilous flower. This is very, very important. You have to use logic only. The pollen grain must float on the air current, so light in weight. And that is a wind pollinated flowers are colorless, inconspicuous. There is no need to attract the living things, so flowers are colorless, small and inconspicuous. In this way, the characters of wind pollinated flower and pollination by wind is known as anemophily. Pollination by wind is known as anemophily. Now, next we are going to study abiotic pollinating agent. Abiotic pollinating agent. That abiotic pollinating agent is water. Abiotic pollinating agent is water. Now, where pollination takes place? Pollination by water. By pollination by water is known as hydrophily. Is known as hydrophily, and flower is known as hydrophilous flower. Flower is known as hydrophilous. Likewise, anemophily, pollination by wind, and flower is known as anemophilous flower. Then next one is pollination by water, known as hydrophily, and flower is known as hydrophilous flower. That flower is known as hydrophilous flower. That flower is known as a hydrophilous flower. In this way, hydrophily, pollination by wind is known as a hydrophily. Now, next one we are going to study adaptation of hydrophilous flower. To carry out pollination by water, flower shows certain adaptations. That adaptations are known as adaptation by water pollinated flower, that is adaptation of hydrophilous flower. The next one is hydrophily is possible in plants which are aquatic one. So this type of pollination takes place in aquatic plant known as Zostera, Vallisneria, lotus, etc. Pollination takes place with the help of water. The lotus is not example of hydrophily, but here example of water pollinated flowers are known as Zostera, Vallisneria, etc. Now, then characters of water pollinated flower. Now, the pollen grain of water pollinated flower. Pollen grain of water pollinated flower must be wettable. Unwettable, not wettable. It is unwettable. That is, they cannot absorb water due to the presence of mucilage or waxy coating. So pollen grains must be unwettable. Then parts of the flower like perianth lobes, and other parts of flower, aquatic flower must be unwettable and elongated. They must be float on the surface of water to achieve or carry out a pollination. Then next one is the stigma, the pollen grain of weed pollinated flower, just we have said that they are unwettable and generally they are elongated or ribbon like to ensure the pollination. Then next one is the stigma of weed pollinated flower, also mucilaginous, and it is elongated and it must come on the surface of water to catch the pollen grain from water current. Now these are the characters of water pollinated flower. These are the characters of water pollinated flower. The most important character of water pollinated flower or hydrophilous flower is that the parts of this plants must be unwettable. They cannot absorb water and they cannot sink in the water body. So these are the characters of water pollinated flower. And the next one is we are going to study types of hydrophily or water pollinated flower. Types of hydrophily or water pollinated flower. These types are, it divides into further two subtypes. Now first one is hypohydrophily. Hypohydrophily, and second one is epihydrophily. Now hypohydrophily and epihydrophily, when pollination takes place below the surface of water, that is in the water body, below the surface of water is known as hypohydrophily. Example of hypohydrophily is Zostera. Aquatic plant. Now in case of hypohydrophily, the stigma of this flower is temporarily elongates and come on the surface of water body. Not a stigma. The stigma of this flower is lies below the water body, and pollen grains of these plants are wetted and they can sink in the water body, and when they comes in contact with the stigma, pollination is affected. Now it is example of this one is a Zostera. Now next one is epihydrophily. When pollination takes place on the surface of water, that type of pollination is known as epihydrophily. Now, when pollen grain floats on the surface of water, जेव्हा केव्हा pollen grain हे पाण्याबरोबर वाहत जात असेल तेव्हा, that is they float on the surface of water, and in such flower, in case of epihydrophily, the stigma of a female flower becomes elongated and it comes on the surface of water. And it catch pollen grain from the water current. And it affects the pollination. For example, Vallisneria. In this way, pollination by water is known as hydrophily. Then we have studied characters of hydrophilous flower. Then next one is there are two subtypes of the hydrophily known as hypohydrophily, below the surface of water. When pollination takes place below the surface of water, that pollination is known as hypohydrophily. For example, Zostera. Then second type of pollination is known as epihydrophily, that is when pollination takes place on the surface of water body, that one is known as epihydrophily. For example, Vallisneria. Thus we have studied most important beat from the same chapter, that is the pollination. Now pollination, in this we have studied definition of pollination, then types of the pollination, that is the cross pollination and self pollination. Then special type of the pollination, that is three types. That three types of the pollination is known as autogamy, heterogamy, xenogamy. Then next one we have studied types of pollination on the basis of pollinating agent. In this we have studied the first pollinating agent. That one is known as a abiotic pollinating agent, known as non-living pollinating agent. In this we have studied there are two types of non-living pollinating agent. Abiotic pollinating agent, weed and water. Now pollination by weed is known as anemophily. Pollination by water is known as hydrophily, and types of hydrophily are hypohydrophily and epihydrophily. Now remaining types of pollination on the basis of pollinating agent, that is a living pollinating agent, this we shall continue in the next period.